expanded their networks while in the United States. And the first is Filipino FLTA Maiko Demi Aperocho, who will speak about his participation in professional events, including presenting his research at the Washington Association for the Education of Speakers of Other Languages. That's a mouthful. Maiko, come on up. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you very much, Jackie. Magandang umaga sa ating lahat, or in Filipino, that's good morning, everyone. I am Michael. Back in the Philippines, I'm actually a teacher of research linguistics and the English language in a university in Mindanao. And as what Jackie mentioned a while ago, I'll be sharing some pointers on how I can inspire you perhaps to be more engaged in these various academic and professional organizations. Here in the Fulbright, we believe exchanges matter, right? Exchanges matter primarily because it's one platform for us to share our language and our culture. But I think as Fulbright scholars, one thing that we need to remember is the fact that we are here for exchanges that truly matter. And that is exchanging not only our language and culture, but also the knowledge that we have in our respective fields. And I think most, if not all of us here, are linguistics or language teachers, and it's very necessary for us also to share with our colleagues, with the other people, with the other cultures, the knowledge that we have learned from our own countries. I believe that a professional should have three important aspects. And first one that is community, leadership second, and the third one is academics. You will not become a professional if you cannot complete the three aspects of this so-called professional pyramid. And so before I left the Philippines, I actually promised myself that I would have to make use of the time that I have here in the United States to be productive enough and to make sure that I will have a lot of output that I can also bring back to my home country, which is the Philippines. So for some pointers, or before that, just allow me to share that since I arrived here in the United States, I'm just very proud to say that I have had already 4 paper presentations in international conferences. And I actually have 4 more next month, and in fact, I have another one coming and then I have already published 3 research papers since I arrived here in the US, and I have 5 on the way come December. And I have 2 ongoing research. First one is, because I'm really inspired by my experience here in the United States, I am writing a research specifically an autoethnographic research of my experience as a Fulbright scholar here, teaching the Tagalog language in Washington State. And then the second one is like policy-making research focusing on mother tongue-based language education in the Philippines in relation to the American education policy that we have here.
Magaling.
So, I know some of you might be wondering how am I able to do all this stuff considering all the workloads that we have, being Fulbright scholars, plus the course requirements that we need to have, most especially that I'm also taking credit courses for this semester. First one is that I believe that opportunities like this is one good way for us to foster more opportunities for knowledge sharing. As Fulbright scholars, it's important to remember that we are here not only to gain knowledge, but also to share knowledge. Second one is that we must be able to lead a culture of professional excellence. We have been chosen by our country to represent our language and our culture, and so we need to make use of this as one of the best platforms for us to make sure that we radiate not only to our country but also here in the United States that professional excellence that we possess being Fulbright scholars. And then it's also one good way for us to turn time into something more productive. I believe that we have time for going around the community, going to wonderful spots in our respective places. But maybe it should also be time for us to allot maybe a couple of hours to write something and share our knowledge with our fellow educators. And it's also one good way for us to advance language and culture through academic forum. And this one, the recent paper presentation that I had was not just a mediocre paper presentation. In fact, before I presented my research findings, I found the time to share my Philippine language and culture to all the participants online. And I think it's one good way to segue also introducing my language and culture to all these people attending my virtual paper presentation. So just to recap everything, the best way to remember all these pointers that I've been sharing is FLTA. Again, F is for fostering opportunities, L is for leading a culture of professional excellence, T is for turning resources, time resources for productivity, and last would be A, advancing language and culture. Let's always remember we are here